Well, today we're doing a fun comparison of the Kettle Joe SloRoller versus the Classic 2 SloRoller cooking pork butt. About 8 to 9 pound pork butts on both of these, doing the same process. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And if you're new to Kamado Joe, specifically the new product, they just came out with the Kettle Joe, adding the SloRoller accessory. And if you haven't seen anything about the SloRoller, check out this video up here. I did a whole video on it on the Classic 2, and they have it. It started with the KJ3 models and then came out with it with the first generation, second generation, and Big Joe 1 and 2 as well. So a great little invention. We're gonna put it to the test on the Kettle Joe as well, cooking 2 pork butts, and let's see how they do. Well, hey guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm Scott from Bartlow's Barbecue, and if you find value in this video and videos like this, I would love for you to consider subscribing and turning on notifications. I really appreciate you. Well, now it's time to prep these pork butts before we put them on the Kettle Joe and put it to work. I have salt brined these pork butts overnight using kosher salt, and that's from Diamond, and it's really great. And I like to use duck fat. You can use any kind of binder you want. And then today we're using Hardcore Carnivore Black. And if you've watched other videos, you know I like trying different rubs, but I really love Hardcore Carnivore Black. It's my new favorite. It's the most requested pulled pork I get whenever I give it to friends and family and neighbors. So we're gonna put it to the test on the Kettle Joe. And so what we're gonna first do is, like we always do, is we're gonna spray this down. And then we will throw down this Hardcore Carnivore Black. I'll bring you in for a close-up so you can see what that looks like. And we will get this rub on here. All right, if you're new to the Kettle Joe, which most of you are, you remove the SloRoller, you fire up the Kettle Joe. I'm using Jealous Devil charcoal, post oak wood chunks, just 2 of those, and some fighter cubes, some starter cubes to get that going. Oh, one thing you're gonna notice is I've got both Kamados going, the Kettle Joe and the Classic 2 with the SloRoller. I decided I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 pork butt on the Kettle Joe and 1 on the Classic 2 SloRoller, and just see if I can tell a difference between how it cooks between the 2 SloRollers on the Classic 2 versus the Kettle Joe, and just see how we do. And I can't wait to put it to the test, and I think it's gonna taste awesome no matter what. So again, using the same fuel, Jealous Devil here, and post wood oak chunks, and lit it up. So right now, what I like to do with the Kettle Joe, cooking a few times on it, is light it up, keep the dome open for about 10 minutes until I see the charcoal kind of ash over white. Then I will insert the SloRoller and shut it and allow it to bring it up to temp. And so today's temp, we're aiming for that 250 to 270 on both grills, and then we'll just keep track. And I'm gonna probably spritz it throughout the cook, and then we are gonna wrap it in foil. I do like doing butcher paper typically, but I'm gonna do foil today. And then we'll bring that until it's probe tender, and we'll just test that around the 200 mark and see when we're probe tender. Then we'll rest it, and then we'll shred it and eat it and do a final review. All right, friends, we are up to temperature here. You go ahead and put our first pork butt right on, oh yeah, that Kettle Joe. Get it cooking. Same thing here on the Classic 2. Go ahead and put that on there. Put our Inkbird probes in here. See how they do on temp. Also add that here, and then we'll come back and just keep an eye on the temperature. All right, guys, we are in our first hour, and the bark has set on both of these. Do a little lid opening here, and we are good to spray to keep this moisture. This is apple cider vinegar and half water here. And it smells good. Sure looks good too. Go ahead and do that to our classic. All right, y'all. I'm gonna do a close-up so you can kind of see what they look like at this point. We've hit the official 160, 165 mark. We are going to now take these pork butts, wrap them in foil, and put that probe back in, and then take it to probe tenderness. So let's do that. Spray this right before I wrap it. All right, we are probe tender. We are pretty much at that 200 to even some parts of this was 205. Let's check out the classic here. Probe tender, going in like butter, and that's really what you're looking for. 204, 205 is what that one was, and you're looking for probe tenderness. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap this in a towel and then let it rest. I'm gonna try to let it rest for an hour. You can even go longer. And then we are going to pull it apart and be ready to eat and do a taste test compared to the Kettle Joe here. It's gonna go in our basket here. Wrap it up. And then I'm gonna put that in this igloo. And then this is gonna go right in our container here once we put it in the towel. All right, we are about to take these out of the foil and shred them. So let me bring you in and show you what it looks like. All right, friends, this is the Kettle Joe. And first things first, we slide that puppy right out. Look at that, just came out so easily. And now it's the pull test. And my friends, it is obviously, as you're witnessing, I'm gonna be careful here because I don't want to spill or lose anything. But that looks fantastic. And now we're going to quickly go and do the other one. And I'm going to keep on shredding this off camera, and then we'll shred the next one. All right, now it's time to do the taste test. The Kettle Joe SloRoller versus the Classic 2. Let's start with the SloRoller. Get a nice piece here. Heck yeah. Love. Oh yeah. That flavor just keeps on going as you're swallowing. That is amazing. You can just taste that, the bark, and also the tenderness, the juiciness, and of that specifically, the flavor from the rub is shining through. And now we're going to do a little taste test from the Classic 2. Wow. Incredible. I got to get these inside pretty soon, but man, they both have some similar tastes because it's the same pork butt, two different ones, same size, same charcoal, same temp on both, and they both were spot on. I will say one thing that the Classic 2 had a little bit more was a little bit more head on is the tenderness factor of how easy it was to pull apart. They taste very similar, almost identical because you're using the same rub, but this one is a little bit more tender. Again, they're both tender, but this definitely is just pull apart. You saw it on camera. So I'm going to give it to the Classic 2 as far as just how easy it was to pull apart. This one was actually easy to pull apart, but this one's just smoother in that way. But they both tasted the same. You can just tell the tenderness was just a tad ahead on the Classic 2. But again, guys, for a Kettle Joe, this was fantastic. $4.99 for this if you want to get into the Kamado game and also get that kettle experience with the Kamado benefits. This did an outstanding job. I mean, you saw it right here. It tasted great. You can see the smoke ring. It pulled apart. It was wonderful. I would definitely recommend this as a fantastic grill. But also, I'm a big fan of the Classic 2 and the SloRoller, and it did us right this time. So friends, if you like videos like this, like, subscribe, turn on the notification buttons, put in the comments what you thought of this cook, and if there's anything else you'd like to see us cook on the channel. From my backyard to yours, less hate, more love, and good barbecue.